The delegations that states have sent to this meeting were large, 10 to 20 people. While you were there as a representative of INCOT and the Netherlands Drug Policy Foundation alone, how did you manage these 4 days?
It is really very complicated to know what is going on and where and when, because almost continuously a number of meetings are going on the whole day through, with, of course, pauses at lunch and small pauses, but from 9:30 or 10 in the morning until dinner time, and also in the evening, simultaneous meetings are going on, and the agenda is not very clear. What we get distributed as agenda is very vague and general, so to know what exactly is being discussed somewhere is not easy. You must have experience there, and so the nation, the delegations of the member states have it somewhat easier, that they can take turns to sit in meetings, and then if they're tired, they go away and somebody else takes up that place. But if you're from a small organization, you have to make choices, and you cannot fail to miss important things. That's the way this works. So still there are things that I don't know, and I'm waiting the definite results. Yesterday I was at a meeting here in Holland, and one of the members of our government's delegation was there, and he said also that he does not yet have the exact texts of how some of the resolutions were that were hotly debated,
adopted.
Some of the resolutions, how it turned out in the end. He has an idea what the end result was, but still does not have the concrete end text of it. So that's it's interesting. It's not yet on the website of the United Nations.
Yeah, I know. I checked it out as well. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
But Mr. Polak, there were, I think, 21 or 22 resolutions adopted. Could you say, were there any more progressive, or should we say rational? Or
Yes. There was one resolution, and now I think I'm right to remember that it was Uruguay, a resolution to give the human rights aspect a consistent place also in international drug policy, the same the same conception of human rights as is being adhered to in everywhere else in the United Nations activities.
The Declaration of Human Rights.
Yes. Because in the drug policies, this is simply forgotten, or they don't find it interesting, or the threat of drugs is made so incredibly large that the human rights are no longer of any importance. That's the way it is in the Soviet Union and in China and in Thailand, of course. Although the officials that were present there from Thailand really did their best to promise that it would be they would adhere to the human rights, and they always did, and well, they really tried to give a better impression of Thailand, which is very difficult because just recently the government there announced had their own war on drugs, a new how do you say it, a new installment of it. That is what was in the news a few days before the CND. So the representatives of Thailand had a difficult time there.
And they're known for putting to death hundreds of drug dealers, and I heard not only drug dealers but also drug users. Yeah.
Or simply people who had used this opportunity to kill somebody that they wanted to kill anyway. That was easy in that period. There has been not an official inquiry, I think, but the inquiry that has been done for these 2,000 it's called officially extrajudicial killings. All these people that were killed allegedly for being drug dealers, and there were more than 2,000 of them. That was during Thaksin Shinawatра's last government, and about half of them had nothing to do with drugs. That is what came out of it. So that were simply killings for other reasons, or mistakes or whatever.
Well, that's why drug prohibition serves those in high positions very well, because they can use it for different purposes.
Right.
But Mr. Polak, yeah, that's why it was also very, at least for some people there, funny that China wanted to have the next session in 2009 to be in China, and in that manner also to celebrate the 100th celebration of the meeting, the first international meeting on drugs.
In Shanghai, 1909.
The Opium Commission.
China already proposed in an earlier, I think at the CND of last year, 2007, to have the whole session of the CND in 2009 to let that take place in Shanghai, but that was refused. I think what I heard of it is that the European Union, but not only, also the South American countries played a role in that they said that is not appropriate to have China organize the whole CND there. But this is something else, of course. Officially, Shanghai 1909 is seen as a positive thing. That was the beginning of this beautiful endeavor to have a drug-free world that started in 1909. So at first I thought it's a terrible idea to do this, but the interesting thing is that the Transform people, I say Transform, that's another very important organization in the UK. I mean the IDPC, the International Drug Policy Consortium. It's a website that you probably have known, but it's interesting to visit. The IDPC people who were present in Vienna said, well, if this is going to be the case, then we can better be present there and help them organize this. In that way, we may, take care that these ideas to have executions there, that will not take place in China in that period. And that's what they're wanting to do now. I think it's a good idea of them to say we can better be part of it than let them organize this on their own.
I was speaking to the representative of our delegation in Vienna a few hours ago, and he told me that, there of course will not be this meeting in China, but that nonetheless they have discussed of having a meeting there of the states that met there the first time. I don't know who will be there from Austro-Hungarian